was incorporated, or became Women on Wheels 26 years ago. 1982, yep, 28 years ago. 24 years ago they had their first ride-in. It is now an international ride-in because we have international members. We do have people from across the river and across the border, and we are an international Switzerland and England.
Awesome.
So we are an international
great.
organization.
Yay!
Somebody decided one day, and Chris probably has more of the history, that we needed to get together, and now we say, well, we have to have a general membership meeting because to keep our 501c7 social status. We said, well, let's have a party. The concept is to meet and greet. One of the great things about Women on Wheels is that we get to meet each other, we become friends, we become support. I've met people I can travel cross country with and call up at the spur of the moment and say, hey, I'm coming through your town. There are so many of you here over the years that I've met and just really come to appreciate that I would have never had the opportunity to do. And I, from a personal perspective, have met people at ride-ins. And so this is what it's about. We call this a ride-in, not a rally. It's not Sturgis, it's not Biketoberfest, it's not Laconia. This is a Women on Wheels ride-in, and our ultimate focus and goal is to have a meet and greet and learn to just continue to promote each other, positive support, get to know each other. That's our goal when we're planning a ride-in. What do you want to add? Jump right in.
I would just say that I think this is probably my 9th ride-in. And I think it's a lot like everything else in that my first one will always be my most special. How many is this your first ride-in?
We're the virgins of the group.
We're going to try really hard next year to put on something special for the 25th ride-in. You'll learn on Thursday night where that's going to be. But for right now, let's focus on Stratton and all the great work that's going on here. Thank you to everybody who's done even the smallest amount of work. Because I know,
Thank you.
I know this is a huge
Thank
job.
you.
Before we turn everything over to Stratton, what questions can Chris and I answer to you about ride-in, what it's about, activities? This is your chance to ask, why this, why not that, what about this? Terry?
I have a message from the ladies of Cleveland. So a lot of them are nurses. They will never get the week after 4th of July off, ever. They will never have enough seniority to hold that position. What's a chance of getting the ride-in not to be the week after 4th of July?
Well, that's something we've discussed almost annually as a board, and we'll discuss it again, but
Well, know that you do have members who would love to see it
we
change.
realize that. We do realize that.
There's pros and cons, as we were talking today in our meeting an hour ago. Pros and cons to everything, and we struggle with that. Availability, one of the great things about Stratton is this is kind of a slow week for them. And so our ability to come here and get, the room rates that we're getting and the food rates that we're getting for our banquets and accessibilities to a full-base lodge goes into part of that as well. It's a holiday week, it's a family week. Some people only get this week off. You get usually a longer weekend, so the holiday pays into that. So
Yeah, I mean, I just for next year, just as an example, the room rates that we'll be offering up are $85 a night. Regular, they're $239 rooms. So we could move things, but again, summer is slow time for a lot of people.
Still summer. I mean, people would like AMA got us out in Keystone in August.
Again, we'll take a look at it. We take a look at it every year. It is kind of a history, but that doesn't say history can't be changed if there's a good reason for it.
Just curious.
no, I want to throw those things out. So question is, why do we have it 4th of July? One, because it's traditional, but more importantly, and we do discuss it, because every time we end up weighing the pros and cons, it ends up being, it works. unfortunately, not everybody can make it, and,
How much in advance do you decide the next location for the next ride? And like, do you already know for next year where it's gonna be?
we do know we're at a minimum for a year ahead. We're striving for 2 years ahead if possible.
Do you
to
make
know.
an announcement at the banquet, or do
The
you?
announcements are made at the banquet, we will tell you, at the ceremony. Right, I'm sorry, at the closing ceremonies.
Okay.
So the announcement will be made for 2011, so you can start making your plans.
Okay.
And although people want to know much farther ahead, again, history has told us, we did that once or twice, but history has told us people still have enough time within that year to plan, even though it's frustrating and we all want to know. It's, you know, a week before Christmas and you want to know what your presents are. So wait till opening ceremony, closing ceremonies.
That's Christmas, right? Closing ceremonies.
Closing ceremonies is Christmas. So we have to unpack.
That's Christmas.
I'd like to know why the chairlifts aren't open for us to use.
The gondola will be open tomorrow night, starting at 4.
4 o'clock.
Until
Is there a fee?
Yes, $13.
Nope, $5.
Fine. Women on wheels. Women on wheels.
I had 7 and then I got 5.
Yeah.
$5 ahead, they're gonna turn on like 3:30, 4 o'clock, and they go until dark. They have to make sure everyone's down before dark. You have to play it by ear.
So that's the women on wheels.
And is that every night from there on then?
Just for tomorrow night, just
For tomorrow.
for the block party.
They usually only open the gondola on the weekend, so this is one of those things they're doing for us.
July 3rd is.
And then we have to roll down the mountain?
You do. The one that gets here first will get a prize.
How late is it gonna run?
We're doing a cheese chase. We're doing a cheese chase.
You have to walk on the No, you'll come down.
Tomorrow, let me.
What's up at the top? And the object is to run down there. There's no building or anything? Open arms to
Like the fire towel,
Sounds good.
the pre-state, where the long trail meets the Appalachian Trail, right up there. See, and it's nice to be up there, things look different.
What time does that start?
About 3:30, 3:45, and then
How
run
long?
until probably about 8. Maybe a little longer depending on the daylight.
Are those like super hot inside?
They're warm. They have very small windows. You gotta remember, everything here is produced
Can you open the windows?
in the middle of a Vermont winter. You know, this weather is very rare. Even in the summer, we only get a few mosquitoes.
If you've had a chance to look through, you're welcome back. You should have all gotten your event booklet. Carol's holding. It has your itinerary in it. What we do try to do, again, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, so we appreciate your patience. I've got a lot of people that are working very hard to try to accommodate 450 plus needs. The weather, keep everybody doing something or available for doing something. But anything that's subject to change, we're trying to either post downstairs or we'll post up here in the hospitality room. So you want to take a walk up here every day to just check out the message board, check out the communication board, come in. Again, as you notice in the book, it says subject to change. Things are subject to change. The Ben and Jerry's run, tonight we're going to have our annual meet and greet. We'll have about a half an hour opening ceremony. That's going to take place right here at the tent. Stratton has nicely gotten their food services to offer us dinner for a fee. But it's nice and convenient, and I hear it's wonderful. I haven't had the opportunity yet. So they're right downstairs with barbecues. They have chicken and ribs, hamburgers, hot dogs. They've also supplied a bartender downstairs in the tent. After opening ceremonies, it's really, again, just continue to enjoy each other, meet. You'll hear more about what's around. Tomorrow, I've got a nice Ben and Jerry's run. It's 100 is the best road in Vermont.
Is it 225 miles as said in the book here?
Round trip,
Round trip, okay.
round trip. It's about a 3 to 4 hour ride north.
100A is a little bumpy if you shoot off 100A.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I would say 100 will take you right to Ben and Jerry's. What we are going to do, originally we were going to do this as a guided ride, but there was overwhelming demand. And we said, there's no way we can safely do this, and there's no way I want to bring 350 plus people
That's how
to
many.
a factory at one shot. So,
The parade to Manchester, is that gonna be everybody that wants to ride,
Yep.
go all at once?
Yep.
Is it gonna be like police led or how's that gonna be?
You're gonna lead it?
you're gonna lead it.
Okay.
And we all know to ride staggered.
We're gonna go through all of that before we leave.
Okay.
We'll talk about all the riders. Yep, we'll go through riders meeting.
I don't know. I look at your book, because I haven't been anywhere near mine yet.
My road.
I came in, done what's the bike parade?
The bike parade is pretty much getting to Manchester. They know we're coming. I don't know how much they're going to extend. If anybody was up here today and had Mother Myrick's goodies, she brought us some nice stuff. Matter of fact, we'll have a little bit more tomorrow, and there'll be a door prize with one of her cakes tomorrow night. But she's opening her door. I'm sure she'll be giving everybody discounts on her wonderful confections. Manchester, if you're not aware, has premium outlets.
Hilden, really nice area, like it's
Yeah,
historic.
The mansion.
all kinds of stuff happening. So this is basically a way to introduce you to a different part of Vermont. This is the mountain, the hill. Let's get you into one of the nice little towns, see how quaint it is, that they can still bring commerce. One of the things about Stratton, a lot of their industry is obviously farming, milk and cheese, but also tourism. And I think it's a nice way to show off 400 motorcycles. Say, hear us roar, to use somebody else's line.
We are women.
We are women.
We are women on wheels.
Yeehaw! I love it. And in we go.
I'm new. You gotta fill me in on the frogs.
You will hear about the frogs at some point between now and then.
It's just a ride-in thing. I got the old clue.
You're about the only person here that you can see.
You do frogs.
I guess I can do it because she appears so nice, so.
She's new.
Don't worry, you'll get your full. You'll get yours.
This is to have people mellow just a little before they yell at me this way. That's the concept. Other questions about what to expect this weekend? Thursday night, and you guys can feel free to spread the words on this. We're going to do the banquet in here, inside, east and west wing, so we won't all be sitting, but we're going to come outside under the tent. It'll be a little bit cooler for our closing ceremonies, so you can look forward to that. Please make sure.
Are we eating outside?
No, you're going to eat inside.
Okay.
And then we'll move outside
For the closing.
for the closing ceremonies.
Okay.
Yeah. Please, please, please make sure you're drinking lots of water. You're telling your friends again, Brenda and Sue are making sure that we're staying full of water in the containers, so.
Please, please, please show up Thursday night with the green armband or you won't get fed.
I'll put it
Other
on now and then I'm
questions before we,
guaranteed.
any other ride-in specific questions or other, pretty much ride-in?
What's the group picture?
Group picture is tomorrow night?
And that's the whole group?
No, Thursday, just before banquet, 6:45.
Be there?
Somewhere out here.
Is there a special shirt we wear for that? We like our chapter shirt to that one?
Whatever you like.
What it says in here.
You can wear your chapter logo, you can wear your shirts, you can wear your new ride-in shirts, whatever you want. Yep, no protocol. I don't have the final number yet, but we are well over 425. But it's higher than that. You'll find out Thursday. Thursday. We got a lot of people
Leaning up
here.
against the headboard.
Other questions? How do we choose a ride-in location? Different ways. The board has either presented with the possibility by local chambers of commerce. Sometimes local chapters will say, hey, we've got this great venue in our area. Sometimes the board seeks out places, and we do research on it. And there are a lot of things that we take into consideration. for you folks. Availability of being able to lodge all in the same place, which has been wonderful for Stratton. We had such a variety of lodging options here for different budgets and wants and needs. Parking, do we have good ground to park on?
Yes.
Or is it, rocks and gravel? We try for weather, but that doesn't necessarily happen. Our availability for space, conference rooms, can they handle 400 people for a banquet if we need them to? Are they really nice, or do we not want to deal with them anymore?
We're nice.
We're nice.
You're awesome.
So there's lots and lots and lots of decisions that go into where a ride-in is going to take place, and your board works really hard to try to weed through that. And we do try to keep it, you'll notice if you look at the map, here and there and everywhere, so that people
Have they ever had one near an ocean?
Yes.
Yes.
When was that?
No,
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Ocean City has a great area. You get to see wild ponies.
somebody needs to get out more.
Camp
Could have had this at Cape Cod or Plymouth, you know what?
How about the Outer Banks?
Oh.
Let's take care of the Outer
I
Banks.
like the Outer Banks idea.
Yeah, let's do
Can
that.
they accommodate 400 people?
Oh, hell yeah. We'll make that happen. I'll help you.
Email Chris.
I will help you.
Email
We'll make that
Chris.
happen.
What's your name?
Angie Lindemood. Oh, you're on the list. Angie Lindemood?
You made the list.
You made that list. The loudmouth. Uh-oh. How many beers did you have before I got put in
And
on
you have
that?
all these witnesses, girl. Shame on you.
You ladies want to hear about Stratton?
Yeah.
Allison, I met on day one here. Full of energy. She is Stratton Mountain. Yay! She'll let you tell you about her riding and what she does, and she doesn't need an introduction.
This is for Mouth Angie.
Ready?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys rock showing up here in this ludicrously hot weather.
We brought it with us.
It's Vermont.
Unbelievable. We're cleansing. People spend money for this kind of sweat, you know.
What's the average temperature?
Oh my God, it's
78,
maybe 82 in the hot sun with
And we
no
were looking
breeze.
forward to it.
This is bizarre. But look,
I'm loving
look,
it.
wait. The gods are smiling. Please.
There's no rain, there's no snow, it's beautiful sun.
Yeah.
And I heard it from the choir.
A minor precipitation this evening, which would be helpful. Clean things off. Yes, Stratton is my other home. Evening in the valley and daytime in the mountains. I do live down in Manchester. You're going to go by my driveway. Actually, I think the way you enter into Manchester. I'd like to really welcome you to Stratton Mountain. We are ecstatic to have you here, and I want you to give yourselves a big hand for riding yesterday all day long. You're in much. You have much better determination in that respect than I do. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Somebody was asking about swimming holes. Good heavens. I'm from Vermont. I was born in Bennington, south of here, and I grew up on Magic Mountain, the other mountain, and Bromley, I think you went to play today. It's the Alpine Slide. The key is don't use the brake in the corner, if anybody found that out.
Yeah.
Yes. Stratton Mountain opened in 1961. It has been a 4-season resort really since then. I manage Bogner Boutique down here at the end of the village. Yes.
Yeah, we're
Boots. And let me tell you something. And I don't want her to take a picture of this. Highway pegs, awesome feet. Yes.
Yeah.
Pink, purple, turquoise, green, any color you want, any skin you want, any size
Triple E
you
widths?
want. This is the commercial. Yes, I can do widths. I'll take 8 measurements of your feet. Are they cheap? No. But they're priced the same as any other handmade boot that's for you, that's custom. They do last. I have also a ridiculous amount of boots, and I rode with Janet last night, who for some reason wanted to still be on her bike for another hour and a half. And we went on a phenomenal ride and caught the sunset. And I gotta tell you, I love people that visit my home because they help me see my home with new eyes again.
Yay!
Every single time. It is such a blessing. We all in corporate or retail or whatever have been like, women on wheels are coming, motorcycles are coming, oh yeah, bad women are coming on motorcycles. So we have been absolutely on pins and needles and so excited about having you here. And we can't wait for, me, Michael Cobb, who you're going to hear from. There's a few of us that aren't allowed to ride our bikes in the village. Well, guess what? Tomorrow night, I hear we're having a bike ride on it. Reverberate off the buildings. We're very excited. We'll feel terribly naughty getting away with it, but thank you. I know that you guys have worked very hard to find awesome rides. It's true, Route 100 is delicious. You will get views, vistas, curves, twisties, turns, some straightaways, maybe a couple traffic lights, but not many in Vermont. Cows, horses, maybe a stray moose.
She found one.
Inside
Cool
the road.
lights, awesome
Snack
freaking twisties.
Oh, the twisties. I took Janet down some twisties in Danby. If anybody would like to, or has a question about short rides, hour and a half, just get out of Dodge, go take a ride, let me know. I'm going to be around, I think, Wednesday. I sort of wanted to make a point of being with you guys. If you let me know when you're blowing by my house, I'll be at the end of the driveway. And maybe I'll ride for a while.
Is it true that if a moose is in front of you or beside you, you do not honk or it will charge? Is that true? I mean, someone told me that once.
I don't know, I never honked at a moose. I always stopped if he was there and waited for him. He's just going to do whatever he wants. And another time I was driving down Route 7 and I hear this. And this young moose was galloping along beside me. But generally speaking, if they're apt to be in swamplands, they're really not a problem. But if you see one near the road, by all means, don't engage him and leave him alone until he leaves.
What are the
Not me.
chances of seeing one this time of year along the road?
I wouldn't count on it.
Slim to none.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
When's
I
the
really
season
wouldn't.
to see one?
When it was sort of dark, when I was supposed to get up, is all I can tell you, because he was a few feet from my window. So earlier than now. That's about as close as I can get you there. I'm not a date or detail-oriented person. I remembered that Stratton opened in 1961, since the year I was born, the year my mountain opened.
Good year.
Magic Mountain. Yes. Any questions? I know that there's other things that I was supposed to tell you that in my enthusiasm and excitement and nervousness, I'll admit, I've spaced.
Where can we swim? Where can
Well,
we swim?
swim, wait!
Thank you.
When you're from Vermont, you do what you want, and that really is true. Nobody asks a question. You pull over to the side of the road, nobody's going to say, what are you doing here, man? Forget about it. You swim wherever you want, you jump in the river wherever you want. There's plenty of places to swim. I'll put stars on them, on the road if you want.
There was a great place in Manchester.
There's-
woman told
yeah,
us. Where
you're
was
from
that? It was down in Manchester.
Oh, I can think of Deb's Hole,
It was
I can think of Liebrook Falls, I can think of...
Keep naming them. She told us the name.
Emerald Lake?
Yeah, it was a lake.
Emerald Lake. That's the only Emerald Lake that's the only lake, and,
She said it's an awesome watering hole to go swimming in.
well, there's a lot of watering holes. But
Yeah,
Emerald
that's
Lake
what
is
we
very
heard.
good.
They're probably all awesome.
Great access for roads, lots of parking, state park.
And where's the closest place to go for a dip from here?
Pikes Falls, she's going to tell you how to get there.
Thank you.
And is the reservoir down at the bottom easy access for motorcycles? No, forget about
Get
it.
the reservoir, but the other place.
You want to go to Pikes Falls Road.
Pikes Falls.
Ladies, all you do
Go, guys.
is go. Keep going straight down, past the Welcome Center, keep going straight until you come to a stop sign. When you come to that stop sign, you're going to make a right-hand turn.
What route is that?
Are we going that
30?
way?
You said
We're
straight
going
down the Welcome
Rachel's
Center.
Way.
Where's this
Pikes
Welcome
Falls
Center?
Road is that way.
You're not gonna go down Stratton Mountain Road. way you've been coming in and out.
It's the way you came in, then nobody knew where they
On
were.
Stratton Mountain.
Okay, thank you.
And then down the hill to a stop sign.
Stop sign,
Yeah, you're gonna go the opposite you've been going, so you're gonna go that way, all the way down